Okay, let's make a very simple keyframe animation. So to start with, I'm going to click in my scene and press Z to center my objects. Then I'm going to use the mouse wheel to zoom out a little bit. I'm going to press Alt and then the middle mouse wheel button to orbit around my scene so that I get my spaceships right about there in my scene. Okay, I'm now going to click on Select and Move, click on my object there, the Millennium Falcon, and I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to orbit just a little bit so you can see there's a y-axis, or axis, which is green. If I highlight it, it goes yellow. Try not to get the X and the Y at the same time, just the Y, so that I can move it forward. Okay, and now what I want to do is actually move it forward and make it into a very dramatic zoomed in shot when it gets up to the front. So maybe I do this through orbiting. That's quite a good shot. Maybe a little bit to the left. Orbiting again is Alt, which is directly to the left of the space bar, and the middle mouse button. So that is a good camera angle. So what I'm going to do now is press Control C, and what that does is it saves this viewpoint, this camera angle. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is select the Millennium Falcon again. Okay. I'm going to zoom out this time, just maybe one click. And you'll notice it doesn't work. The zoom no longer works because I've saved the camera view. Okay, so I won't zoom out again. What I will do is turn on the auto button, which is the animation, auto, and I'm going to put the time slider to the beginning, and I'm going to wiggle in the Y direction only with the move tool, and it should save an animation keyframe right there. And now I'm going to move it to 100 frames and move it again in the Y direction all the way past, and I want to move it past my camera view. So what I'll need to do is turn off the camera view for a second by pressing P, and now I can zoom out, move it past the camera view. You can even see the camera there actually. So there's the camera, and there is its target, in other words, where the camera is looking. Okay, so anyway, I've moved the Millennium Falcon past the camera point of view, and I'm going to press C to look at the camera again through the camera's window, turn off auto, press rewind right here on the bottom right, and press play. And if I need to alter my camera view, I can do so with the Orbit Camera tool. I can also move my camera back a little bit. I can still use the middle mouse button to pan and then press play. So you can adjust your camera slightly. I think I need to zoom in just a little bit. So I use that button. Press play, and that'll work. Now, I'm going to turn on the rotate tool, which is the top left one here, and you can see again that there are some circles instead of arrows, and this refers to the axis that you're going to rotate around, and the green one is the y-axis. And I'm going to turn auto back on down here, and I don't want to start rotating the ship until I get to about there. So that's where I want to have it start to rotate, right about 50. So I'll wiggle it just a little bit to establish a keyframe right there, and then I'll move it to the end, and at that, well actually right about there, I want it to be rotated right about there. I want it to be rotated all the way. Almost all the way. Okay. And then I can turn off auto, press rewind, deselect my object, press play. Now it's quite a sudden turn, so what I could do, select my object again, get my rotate tool, and look at the green keys. The green keys are rotation, the red ones are position. So from there, 50 frames to 74 frames, it rotates. It's quite fast. So what I could do is I could finish that rotation, move that to the end of my animation, which is 100, and now press play. And now it's a lot smoother rather than abrupt. Okay, deselect your object, press play, and that's it. That's how to make a very simple animation.